Studies have shown that most UFO sightings are normal objects or natural phenomena that have been misidentified. These are usually the same planes, balloons, satellites, and astronomical objects as meteorites, bright stars, and planets that have been mistaken for UFOs. But about 10% of observations remain unexplained after the examination. Therefore, they can be classified in the unknowns folder. This 10% has been seen in the form of unusual lights and objects of strange birds in different parts of the world. No one can precisely explain the nature of these lights and things. Some people have also claimed that space creatures have kidnapped them. Creatures that seem to come from another world. Let's examine some of the people's observations to find the truth. Massachusetts lights. America. In 1952, bright lights were seen in the Massachusetts sky. A nearby Coast Guard member was able to photograph the lights. 4 strange lights shone in the sky. Some said the lights belonged to space aliens. But the fact is that no one still knows what those lights were. New Mexico unknown object. In July 1947, a silver object fell rapidly in Roswell, New Mexico, and a person was thrown out of it, whose color was like mud. One herdsman finds parts of the object and reports them to the airbase. The government has taken action, and for the first and last time in U.S. history, newspapers have reported the discovery of a UFO, and the news is spreading across the country. But the next day, the government announced that it had made a mistake and that the object was a meteorological balloon. São Paulo, Brazil. In 1947, a report was made of a direct encounter with 3 space creatures that emerged from an unidentified flying object. La Pampa, Argentina. In 1962, 2 truck drivers saw an object rise through large flames and split in 2, each side flying in one direction. Granada, Spain. In 1957, the occupants of a fighter jet saw a glowing unidentified flying object in the skies of Spain and Portugal. Rendlesham Forest, England. In 1980, some people said they saw very bright lights side by side with trees, and then a bird body landed in the forest. Henzies, Belgium. In 1990, several people reported seeing a black triangular-shaped, silent bird body. Santa Catalina Island, California, the United States. In 1966, an unidentified bird body was found on Earth. Alaska, the United States. In 1986, 2 flying objects were following a Japanese passenger plane. Minas Gerais, Brazil. In 1957, a local farmer claimed space aliens had abducted him. Rural in Russia. In 1986, villagers saw a red flying saucer hit the hill. Experts examined the remaining fragments of the collision and concluded that they were not manufactured. Hangzhou, China. In 2010, the sighting of an unidentified flying object led to the airport's closure. Melbourne, Australia. In 1966, hundreds of people saw an unidentified bird land on the ground and then fly again. In China in 1942, Calcutta in India in 2007, Tehran in Iran in 1976, Istanbul in 2008, Madagascar in 1954, Australia in 1993, New Zealand in 1978, the Canary Islands in 1976, and France in 1967. Lake Falcon, Canada 1967, Montana, United States 1950, New Mexico, United States 1964, Massachusetts, United States 1967, New Hampshire, the United States 1961, Virginia, United States 1952, Gulf of Mexico 1952 and Brazil 1977. In all these years and all these places, These creatures have been seen with their spacecraft. It doesn't make sense for all these observations to be illusory.